Hello and welcome to my fantasy booking series. My name is George, you can call me GK, and today we are looking at The New Day. So I'm sure that everyone that's watching this already knows that The New Day, yes, has left WWE, which is deeply saddening. So I thought it'd be appropriate to maybe look back on what happened in that 2025 run that they had where they turned heel in the back in 2024 and just what went wrong and just how could we have gone about things in a certain way to just help elevate the division and also just give some meaning back to them as well. So with that being said, today's video is going to be done in 3 different parts where we're going to look at what happened, what went wrong, and what could we have done better. So what happened? Well, prior to turning heel, the New Day hadn't even won any tag team goals since 2020, which was kind of crazy because I was reading my notes here and I had no idea that it had been 5 years since the New Day actually had won any tag team gold. It's just seems so bizarre for a team like them to not have done that. But nonetheless, at the back end of 2024, the New Day turned heel where Kofi Xavier kicked out Big E of the group, and it was shocking, but it was also kind of cool because now it's okay, well, what are we doing here? This is something different. We haven't seen this in the nearly 10 years of the New Day. So it was really cool to see something refreshing. But I will get into after that. The booking after is what hurt it. So we then wait about 4 months until they actually win gold again, which was a cool moment at Mania where they beat the War Raiders. And then they go on and lose the titles 70 days later on an episode on Raw to the Judgment Day. It just, yeah, it was going good, and then it goes downhill pretty quickly. We then get into this thing with Grayson Waller, which I really liked. I think it was kind of cool what they're doing with him as a manager, third member type role. They're getting into this mourning gimmick as well with the tag team division being dead and wearing black. I think that was really cool. We then get Kofi teasing a face turn with Javon Evans coming into play at the start of this year as well, which was cool. This was something that I was oh, has me invested. I see, you see Javon Evans, who kind of looks and feels like a young Kofi. The run itself, it just felt lackluster. We go from this epic heel turn of oh my god, to then just about this big cap of air for about 4 months until we get to Mania and we win the titles off the War Raiders. So what went wrong? Well, it's pretty clear that a lot of people already know this, but the heel turn to when we got the titles is probably the biggest thing of what went wrong here. We turn heel in December and we don't win anything until April. It hurt, and it felt like there was just so much time going on between, all the momentum that had happened since December just kind of faded away. And yeah, the title happened. I think we all knew it was going to happen at Maine. Yep, they're gonna win this. Okay, let's just get this over and done with. So it just made it hard to watch. And then I think the second biggest issue as well is the state of Raw's tag division at the start of 2025. It sucked. There just wasn't any competition amongst the cohort. I'm gonna read a list out of teams that were on Raw and SmackDown, and it's day and night, because SmackDown literally takes a fat shit on Raw. It's crazy. We have Raw, so New Day, heels, War Raiders, Creed Brothers, Judgment Day. I put New Catch Republic, but I don't even know if they're on TV at that time. Alpha Academy, and then on the back end we also get Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. A lot of heels in this division. I think that's also what hurts the New Day as well, because there was just so many heels and then you have the War Raiders who were faces, but also we were lacking a team in this division that people actually kind of gave a shit about. And really rooted for. On the other end of the spectrum, we have SmackDown's teams, and we have the Street Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, Pretty Deadly, White Six, MFTs, Andrade, and Ray Phoenix. It's day and night, man. And we saw it. We were all of us that were watching it at the start of 2025 all know that SmackDown's tag division absolutely shat on Raw's. And that is, apart from the booking of the way the New Day was after they turned heel, this is the second biggest issue here, because there was just nothing going on in this Raw division. So part 3, what could have made this better? We've just gone in and just dissected what the issues were. So let's try and come up with some solutions here on what we could have done over the course of 2025 to have made this New Day heel turn and their tag team title run a bit more eventful, a bit more meaning, and just overall just be fun. They needed the title win. If we turn in heel on the back end of 2024 and we haven't had any gold for 5 years, they need to get something pretty quick, make this heel turn a bit more, have a bit more credibility, and just get some momentum going, because like it just was far too long, right? And I think we all agree with that. We needed to move a team from SmackDown to Raw, or just some shake up there. Like for example, if we have moved the Motor City Machine Guns from SmackDown to Raw, even like if it's post-Mania, imagine that. It would have just uplifted the whole division, and like SmackDown doesn't get affected by that much because they already had so much going on there, that if we had moved them over, we have more competition on Raw and a bit more variety. And also the Motor City Machine Guns had a pretty good buy-in with everyone. Or even if we're moving the Street Profits, which are now on Raw, we had moved them maybe a year ago, could have done wonders for this division. Another team as well, Fraxium, called up straight to SmackDown, which was like, guys, what are we doing here? we've already got a stacked division, and we've just thrown in NXT's best tag team in a hot minute, and now they're on SmackDown and they're killing it. But like, did SmackDown really need that? In hindsight, probably not. Raw definitely needed a team like a Fraxium, and imagine like the matchups that we would have seen. We have Fraxium, New Day, Motor City Machine Guns, New Day, or even like all against all each other as well. And also in the cohort as well, you have teams like the War Raiders who can kind of get in the mix with those guys. Judgment Day doing their thing as well, and it's just not heels versus heels, because this whole division is just a bunch of heels. So that, I think, solves a lot of the issue. We could have just started seeing so many like different match types, and even multi-man matches with meaning. Like, you know, we have on SmackDown a TLC triple threat. We could have done that with Raw and with all these teams that we have. Instead of putting teams together, I love AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, but this team didn't need to come together out of nothing. We could have actually had proper teams on this division if we had put people in the right places. So how far do we see this title run going? If they're winning the title straight off the back, probably, you know, in the first few episodes of Raw in 2025, are they going to lose them in 70 days? Are they losing them at Mania? Are they losing them on a random episode of Raw? No. We are holding these titles for quite a while. We are having a strong, credible run. But no, we're not going to have the run that they had back in the day where they broke records. But we are having a long enough run to actually uplift a division and help bring some meaning back to eventually the Usos dethroning them. I think that's the right move there. And yes, the Usos don't get back together until the back end of the year, but I think that's a pretty cool way to go about it, is that you have the New Day who have now just come back to themselves, right? One thing to mention as well is Grayson Waller. He gets involved with the New Day, which was really fun. But how could we have gone about this in a storyline perspective with the New Day? There's 2 ways that we can go about Waller. Number 1 is that the New Day lose the titles to the Usos with Waller in their corner, and they kick out Waller. They turn face on him, and they just go back to being faces. I think that is fine, and I think that's something that we kind of like hinted about doing just with Kofi, and I think that would have been fine if we had a whole New Day run where they have been heels for like the better half of the year, and eventually Waller's getting in their head and they kick him out and they turn face. That's fine. I'm happy with that. We've uplifted a division and we've done well doing it. The Usos now play ball and we're good. Option 2 is that Xavier aligns with Waller and they kick out Kofi. This is something that was hinted. Obviously that's not going to happen anymore, but we have Waller and Xavier kicking out Kofi. Kofi turns face, they're heels, and who comes to save Kofi? It's Javon Evans, right? We saw this on Raw unfolding. It was almost like Kofi and Javon were coming together eventually, and I think that's really exciting because like when you see Javon Evans, you do see a young Kofi Kingston. So to have that actually in front of us, it would have been cool to see. I'm going to miss the New Day. Like, they were awesome. So it's sad to see them go, but I feel like they will be fine with wherever they go. Maybe in AEW. Possibly. Maybe they're going to wrestle the Bucks. Possibly. Maybe team up with Kenny. I think there's something going on there. I think that could be really cool eventually to see something. Wherever they go, I think they'll be fine. That's it for my fantasy booking episode number 1. I hope you enjoyed talking about what happened and what went wrong and how we could have done better with the New Day. And let me know in the comments on who you want to see next. Thanks, guys.